I must say, Oya, your profile photos do not do you justice. You are far more stunning in real life.
Thank you, Victor, but call me Sandra. Oya is my professional name.
Oh, you give me your government name now. No more secret identity.
I don't wear a mask, so it's not that big of a secret. And I like my friends to call me what my mama named me.
All right then, Miss Sandra.
So shall we order?
Yes, but before we do, I want to ask you a question. You see, when I date with serious intent, and I don't believe in wasting anyone's time.
I see. So what's your question?
Let's say this dinner goes great, and this thing we got going turns into a relationship. If we do wind up being an item, my question is this. What do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? You really asking that?
I ask it of every woman I spend time and money on.
Wow. Well, okay, let's see. What do I bring to the table? Number 1, intelligence. I have advanced degrees and I can MacGyver my way out of any situation. Number 2, beauty and a killer bod. Number 3, money. I'm loaded and I live in a posh-gated community. Number 4, a killer sense of humor. I'm fucking hilarious. Number 5 is a bundle of loyalty, fairness, clear communication, and honesty. And to round all that off, number 6, I'm a look-up-in-the-sky superhero. I have super strength, super speed, super agility, and flight. I can save the planet and polish my nails in the same second. Now let me throw out this reverse Uno card and ask you, Mr. Victor, what do you bring to the table?
What do I bring? Why, I bring what every sophisticated and liberated American woman wants. I bring this 12-inch and I have a AAA rating when it comes to laying pipe.
Oh, Victor. I neglected to mention that my superpowers also include X-ray vision. I took a peek. You're working with 5 inches, 5.5 at best.
Oh, so you one of them kind of females invading a nigga's privacy. My gut told me you didn't deserve the Cheesecake Factory on the first date. Can I get the check?
What do you mean get the check? We didn't order.
Then since you are the one who's loaded, you can pay for the parking. They don't validate.
Hi, and welcome back to the Soopuh Show. I'm your host, Soopuh Sister. Our topic today takes a look at a trending subject that makes any red-blooded social media algorithm to either want to smoke a cigarette or to ask for a damp washcloth. And that subject is the prevailing manosphere takedown of women, especially Black women. The interwebs is crawling with podcasts and YouTube channels that all scream bros over hoes in one form or another. Don't believe me? Then take a look.
Prior to 1965, Black people were married at a rate of 80%. You go out to any cemetery, you'll see a Black man buried next to a Black woman. Mm-hmm. But you go after 1990, and you'll start seeing Black women buried around her children.
Why is that?
Because y'all are unruly, unsubmissive, and out of line.
Oh my God. You stupid Black bitch. You just said, why am I going to get my brother, you stupid bitch? Well, I'm not. I was trying to answer the first part of what you said. You loudmouth Black bitch. All you stupid Black bitches, just leave me alone.
This Black man finna spit some facts.
They want to sit around and talk about these Black men ain't nothing. These Black men ain't that. In the last 30 years to 35 years, Black men ain't even been in the house to raise them. So how y'all gonna talk about these young Black boys ain't nothing when you sorry bitches who won't raise them the last 30 years? You hoes the one throwed us out for welfare and then put us down talking about we don't love our kids and all that.
Reduced to their common denominator, these social media platforms are serving up this generation's latest iteration of misogyny and male dominance over women. The general consensus from these content creators is that men are superior to women, and that's just the way it is by all sorts of natural and so-called divine design. But was this inequality of the sexes always the norm in human societies? To answer that question, we turn to our special correspondent, Bombay, our junior correspondent, Gamma Girl, and our senior correspondent, Super Black Brother Man III.
Tune in to any Manosphere podcast in which the topic is gender equality, and you'll quickly hear that humans have a natural or divine gender hierarchy with men on top and women on the bottom, that men are destined to lead and to be obeyed, and women are created to follow and obey.
Can't you see it's what God wants?
These ideas are sharply reflected in the world's largest religion, Christianity, which teaches the myth that women were created as an afterthought out of spare parts from a man, and that women are the cause of the fall of paradise and the catalyst for sin and suffering. This idea of female inferiority is also backed up in most societies with laws, traditions, and pseudoscience, and when all of these ideologies merge, the majority of both men and women believe that female oppression is not only normal, but a manifestation of unchallengeable truth. But according to the YouTube channel girlchildlongwalk.org, gender relationships weren't always based on male dominance.
It was not always like this. In the beginning, men and women walked side by side together, valued equally as hunters and gatherers. Eventually, we began to settle down. And around this time, we elevated the idea of property and the need to own land and control a workforce. Men became protective of what was theirs, which led to fighting. Sexual violence against women became a weapon of war. Conquerors enslaved women as concubines. Men felt entitled to own and take on many wives, even in times of peace. As their wealth grew, so did the desire to give males an inheritance. Girls came to be seen as property, valued primarily for their sexual purity and ability to have children. They were exchanged between families for a price. Many girls were subjected to traditions aimed at preserving their purity and family honor. Many are still practiced today. It is this domination that gave birth to all forms of slavery and how women became the world's first slaves. It is how patriarchy and the ethic of male honor became the norm. Patriarchy was woven into our civilizations, our laws, economies, philosophies, sciences, and especially our religions. It is everywhere, and it is invisible. It's no accident that we replaced ancient images of God as both male and female with images of God as a man.
Even though misogyny has been with us for over 10,000 years, women of all persuasions recognize its inherent oppression.
I'm sick of this shit.
In some parts of the world, especially in industrialized countries such as the United States, women are now able to be financially independent, and financial dependency is one of the major cogs that keeps the wheels of patriarchy spinning. Because they have their own means of monetary support, some women now have the bargaining power to resist major forms of patriarchy, and many men, used to male dominance as they are used to rain being wet, are working overtime to crush any progress towards gender equality. One result of this effort is the spawning of the manosphere.
Starting in the late 2000s and the early 2010s, the internet birthed the Manosphere, a movement rooted in the notion of reverse sexism and male empowerment. Factions of the Manosphere include pickup artists, who taught men unsavory ways to meet and attract women, men's rights activists who focused on family law, father's rights, and male inequality, and the Red Pill community, a term drawn from the movie The Matrix, in which taking the red pill shows one the truth. And these men focused on gender roles and male empowerment. Prominent platforms that especially target black women include the now-deceased Kevin Samuels, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Tommy Sotomayor, Sneeko, Andrew Tate, Alpha Male Strategies, and Obsidian Ali. Although these platforms claim to be centered on men's well-being and progress, most of these shows reflect a patriarchal disdain for any sort of female liberation.
Recurring topics on these platforms focus on blaming women for, well, almost everything. The creators complain that women won't follow or obey men.
I did not agree to obey.
It's not fair!
They see women as gold diggers who only want to use men for money. They moan about women being too promiscuous or dressing too provocatively. They are disgusted that too many women are laser focused on obtaining a degree and getting a well-paying job, and that they refuse to date men who aren't focused on the same. They condemn women who don't ever want to become a mother, or women who are moms that want their male partners to help more with domestic chores and child rearing. And the videos of blame and shame keep rolling out like angry transformers. So we thought we'd roll out a video or two of our own. Take a look.
No cap, whether I have a house or not. If I date a girl with a house, I become the man of that house. And she will listen to me and do what I say, or she can get out.
Yeah, I hear that. But look here, if you put that female out the crib, who's gonna pay the mortgage?
What's a mortgage?
I've had it, Carl.
This relationship just ain't working for me, so I think we need a break. Start seeing other people.
Look, Rhonda, I ain't trying to hear that, especially not in the middle of December. This is about me not going in 50-50 with the bills, ain't it? You knew what you were getting when we met back in September. You know I worked at whatever jobs I could get, but you also know I am a good man, and I am good to you, and I honor this house and do what I can, because you know my gift ain't your gift, and you said that was okay, that I was someone not beneath you. And you know I love you at your worth, and I am secure with myself, even though you make most of the money. I mean, I can take you out to eat once in a while, but all I can really pay is the light bill. And you said you were comfortable with that, so why are you all of a sudden trying to break up?
You're right. I knew who you were coming into the relationship, and I knew what your limitations were. But baby, I just got an email from ComEd.
Oh yeah? What did it say? Okay, I'll pack my things.
Yo, dog, I'm gone.
What do you mean, gone?
You know damn well what I mean. I'm f***ing tired of you. You treat my f***ing kids funny as a bitch, man.
How am I treating your kids funny?
Funny like you ain't feeding my kids. They say they ain't ate nothing for 4 f***ing days. But the other day, yo kids was eating lobster mac and cheese and oxtails. You know how much that shit costs?
I do. 'Cause I paid for it.
But you ain't pay for my kids to eat like that.
You they daddy. They yo kids. You supposed to feed them. That ain't my job.
But they live with you, just like your kids live with you. I have been with you for over 3 fucking years. My kids even call you mommy, and you won't even slide them a box of Fruit Loops.
Well, you should have put some food out for them before you left to go to one of your 3 jobs. That's on you.
And what about the time last Halloween when we had demons haunting the house? You poured a line of salt in front of the bedroom doors that your kids sleep in, but mine couldn't even get a line of Mrs. Dash for protection. My youngest boy almost got possessed.
Look, I had to throw hands on my own demons. You should have taken off work if you didn't want little Corey to get got. Bottom line, your kids is your kids, and my kids is my kids.
Man, fuck you. I'm out. I'm gonna go.
We pause this video for the following public service announcement. The preceding video is fake. The video in which a so-called baby mama berates one of her so-called baby daddies for bringing McDonald's for his child, but not the rest of her children. That's fake too. The gold digger videos in which a sexily clad woman turns her nose up to a man who looks homeless, but later wants to ride off into the sunset with said man when she discovers the man isn't homeless and drives a Lamborghini. 99.9% of those are all fake too. The woman who refuses to get out of the car because her date has chosen the Cheesecake Factory as a dining destination. Fake. The woman who eats dozens of oysters on a date but gets stuck with the bill instead of the man she wanted to use for a foodie call. Fake as well. Almost all these wannabe viral videos are just clickbait, because those with social media platforms know that one of the fastest ways to get love from the algorithm is to produce content that hits on women, especially black women. So stop getting into long-ass arguments with strangers online about shit that ain't real and that ain't worth your time.
The shame and blame game isn't just limited to women, however, but is also extended to so-called beta males that Manosphere subscribers feel have betrayed the mantle of masculinity. Enter NFL superstar Russell Wilson, whose case in many ways encapsulates the core of the toxic ideas that fuel the red pill-popping gang. For a breakdown of how this Super Bowl winning quarterback became the poster child for Manosphere mockery, we turn to social media commentator Dee Wright from the upcoming show The Dirty Question.
In the Manosphere, Russell Wilson is the poster boy for the term simp. Calling a man a simp is the Manosphere way of saying, I hate it when men defend women, because women don't deserve to be defended, respected, or humanized. These same types are also jealous of women who eventually end up with men such as Russell Wilson, who treat them and their kids well, because many of these men grew up with serial cheater, physically abusive, emotionally abusive, or emotionally absent dads or stepdads or absentee deadbeat dads that all treated their moms like dirt, so they hate seeing women with better outcomes than the ones their own mothers had. They feel these women don't deserve the good treatment their mothers never got. They get angry when they see men defend women, because no one ever showed up for their moms like that. They equate the way those women are treated to the value of that woman. These are the same men that call emotionally available men simps. Those are the men they wish were their fathers. They're literally envious of the emotional access these men grant that they themselves were never afforded to them by their own fathers. A lot of these men want these women to stay in toxic relationships because their own mothers did. They think these women should be punished with the same fate their own mothers endured. They literally don't want these women having better outcomes than their own moms. These same men put down women like Ciara and post up ain't shit dudes like Future because he is the literal reflection of their own fathers. He also is often the reflection of the type of man and absentee father a lot of these current men are. They're defending their own kind.
Watching think pieces on why Russell Wilson is the ultimate simp, you will quickly discover the 5 top reasons why many men claim he is ripe for ridicule and scorn. 1. Other men say he's a simp. 2. He puts his wife on a pedestal above him. 3. He allows his wife to twerk and wear revealing clothes in front of millions of men. 4. Russell Wilson is a square. And 5. Russell Wilson married Ciara even though she had a baby with bad boy rapper Future. This list is telling since it sums up how centuries-old notions of patriarchy are at play on social media, as it relates even to a guy who on paper should be revered as the sort of a man most men should want to be. Rich, good-looking, and a fucking NFL star quarterback who's married to a gorgeous singer. It doesn't get more fairy tale than that for most. But this list of reasons that brand Russell Wilson as a simp stem from the embedded patriarchal underpinnings that claims that whatever men feel and want is paramount, that men should always be above women, and that women's bodies belong to men, and women's sexuality can injure a man's reputation since he owns her. Wilson being condemned as corny or goofy undermines the red pill complaint that women only want bad boys or thugs. But when a successful and beautiful artist such as Ciara chooses a quote-unquote nerd, Russell gets crucified for not being thugged out like her baby daddy, Future. And finally, since Future has many children by different women including Ciara, the self-proclaimed alpha male crowd views Ciara as used goods since patriarchy sees women as property, and Russell Wilson has taken what they deem to be spoiled merchandise and is treating it like gold. Because women such as Ciara appear to be winning, and other women are winning because they refuse to submit to the old prescribed gender shackles that tell them to obey, submit, and serve. And some are choosing to date men sparingly unless they measure up to basic standards that most men have been allowed to discount and not uphold for centuries. The Manosphere is whining and hollering like the hit dogs that they are. Thanks for watching the Soopuh Show till the end. This is a one-person production company, so if you want more of this kind of content, please support the channel by hitting like and subscribe. Also, click that bell notification button and tell your friends to watch the show. In the meantime, always remember to think for yourself and have a day that's super.